Hello again, everyone. This is Lunaris, and we are playing Dark Souls. This is going to be a somewhat short special video about how you can use the Darkwraiths of New Londo Ruins to grind for souls and upgrade materials, particularly Titanite Chunks and Titanite Slabs. The thing to remember is that because this is going to be an item grinding run, you'll need some things to get started. You're going to want as many homeward bones as you can buy. You're going to be getting plenty of souls, so if you need to spend out your souls to buy a bunch of homeward bones, that's perfectly fine. You will also want the best weapon that you have, like the highest damage weapon, so you can easily dispatch the Darkwraiths. You will also want to have the covetous gold serpent ring. Let's see if I can switch to this gold ring engraved with the serpent. Boosts its wearer's item discovery so that more items can be amassed. It increases your item discovery by 200, which is really good. So the gold serpent ring increases it by 200, and having 10 humanity on your character, you can see the number down on the left there. I have 11. You only need 10. Having 10 gives you 210 item discovery, plus the gold serpent ring gives us a total of 410 on the right hand side of the screen below the cursed resist there. You can also use the symbol of avarice, which is a helmet that is a rare random drop off of mimic chests. Sometimes when you kill the mimic or when you throw a Lloyd's talisman at them, they will drop the symbol of avarice, which you can wear on your head, and it does exactly the same thing as the covetous gold serpent ring. So you're going to start from the bonfire, and you're going to run down to this elevator. I've been doing this for a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull the elevator up. It's important to keep in mind that the only time that you can do this particular grinding run is after you have gone through the New Londo Ruins and acquired the key to the seal and opened up the floodgates, which will let the water out from the bottom of the ruins, which is where all the Darkwraiths are. And the way to do that is you have to have acquired the Lord Vessel, and once you get about halfway through the top half of the New Londo Ruins, you will meet a man who will give you the key to the seal, which will open up the floodgates, but he will only give it to you if you have the Lord Vessel or if you kill him. So if you don't want to kill him, get the Lord Vessel by defeating the boss in Inner Londo before you do this. Another thing that you'll want to have, item-wise, is transient curses. They're not absolutely necessary, but I don't like having to dick with the ghosts, and the transient curses are going to be the only way that you can fight against the ghosts. So it's good to find or buy as many as you can. You can pick up at least 4 to 6 of them just by going through New Londo Ruins and finding them on corpses. And they also have a random chance to drop when you kill a ghost. So as long as you have your item discovery to 410, you should pick up at least 2 or 3 every time that you do this run. Well, maybe not every time. The delta of randomness for all this stuff is really it's really lopsided. It has a strange curve. So sometimes you'll run through and they'll drop lots of stuff, and sometimes you'll run through and they drop absolutely nothing at all, regardless of what your item discovery is. It's just one of the little quirks of this of this area, I think. I'm not sure. It probably has something to do with the design that I'm not really aware of. And we're just going to go through this bottom area and kill all of these Darkwraiths. The Darkwraiths have a chance to drop Titanite Chunks, Titanite Slabs, and Dark Hands. The Dark Hands aren't really worth anything. Like, you can't sell them or get rid of them or do anything with them. But they do serve as a pretty... I don't know. They're not a super great shield, but they look really cool when you use them as a shield in your offhand. They form kind of like a barrier that blocks about 70% of all damage. And other than that, what you're really looking for in this run is Titanite Chunks and Titanite Slabs. See, we got a chunk there. So the Darkwraiths have a chance to drop either one Titanite Chunk or one Titanite Slab or two Titanite Chunks or a Dark Hand. And sometimes the Dark Hand drops on a separate value. So sometimes you'll get a Dark Hand and a bunch of other stuff. Another Titanite Chunk. That's not bad. This is actually the only way in the game to get Titanite Slabs outside of finding them on corpses or doing quest lines to get them. And some of the quest lines can take you, the entire game to complete. So if you're really hurting for Titanite Slabs, or you absolutely have to have that gear maxed out, this is the only way to do it. And it can take a lot. It can take a very long time before Titanite Slabs will drop. I believe the actual numerical value is less than 1%, but if my experiences over the past couple of days have shown me anything, that can be a pretty bunk number, because I've killed over 500 or 600 Darkwraiths and I've only gotten one Titanite Slab to drop. So be prepared to invest a lot of time. But for your time invested, you'll have a lot of souls. 24,000 isn't anything to sneeze at. So now we've killed the Darkwraiths. There are 10 in total. An 11th if you decide to take out the one hidden behind an illusory wall. But I'm not going to waste time with that one because he's kind of located in a place where you can just kind of fall off and die. So it's kind of a waste of time. So once you've killed all 10 Darkwraiths, you're going to hit your homeward bone. And you're simply going to rinse and repeat. So you're going to come down these stairs. I'll try to be a little more specific as to what you need to do and where you need to go during the run. I think the first time through was fine, but there were a couple things I didn't really explain. Just call up the elevator again. Right on back down. You can jump there to save some time. You can even jump here to save time if you feel brave. I don't do that often. At least I try not to, because it is easy to just plain old mess up. Pull out your transient curse. Hit the curse before you cross the threshold. Get back to your Estus flask. Kill the ghost. Next ghost. Make sure to wait for them to fully disappear to see if they drop an item for you. because picking up those transient curses is very important, because after you find the 6 that are located on corpses in this area, and you buy the 4 that it's possible to buy from the merchant, that's all the transient curses you'll be able to find, and the rest you'll have to farm. Got a Titanite chunk right away. Then you come over here to the left of this staircase. Down this staircase on the right hand side. You go up this staircase. Come in here. Just inside, that aggro's the one on the right. It also aggro's 3 ghosts. By the time he gets there, you should see the ghost coming out of the wall. Just be careful about how you kill everything that's there, because they can gang up on you, and it is a very bad time. We got number 4. They're all dropping Titanite chunks. That's a pretty good sign. Some people tend to think that the drops come in waves because the coding on the programming is very weird. They start to see patterns in how things drop, and they say if you have a lot of instances where you're getting a lot of Titanite chunks, that was number 5, by the way, that you are more likely to see a Titanite slab. I find no evidence to support that claim whatsoever. I think it's just people chasing shadows in the data. There's number 6. Drop anything. Come up these stairs, go into this wooden shack building thing. There's a Darkwraith immediately through this doorway. Get behind him for a good old backstab. There's another chunk. That's number 7. Number 6 was the one through the doorway. Or maybe that was number 7. That was number 8. This is number 9. Yeah, this is number 9. Another chunk. So based on their logic, with sometime within this run or within the next couple of runs, I should hit 2 Titanite slabs. But like I said, I've not found anything to support that at all. I think it's people chasing shadows in the data. No slab. So out of that run, we picked up, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 Titanite chunks. That's not too bad. You would hope to see slabs. You would hope to see more chunks than that, but I mean, you kind of have to take what you can get. The neat thing about that, though, is that by the time you've gotten to this point in the game, you have another option available to you that will turn this from a Titanite chunk and Titanite slab farming expedition into all sorts of Titanite farming. What you do is, after you've farmed up some Titanite chunks, you come to this fellow over here and you talk to him.
I am pleased to see you well. Is it something urgent?
You then select Feed Titanite Chunk. And what that will do is it will turn the Titanite Chunk into 3 large Titanite shards. You can then feed the large Titanite shards to him, and they will become 3 regular Titanite shards.
Farewell, chosen undead.
So, if you're not getting any slabs and you're just getting a bunch of Titanite chunks, you can always turn those Titanite chunks into large Titanite shards and Titanite shards. And that's it. That's that run in a nutshell. You just run down to New Londo Ruins, kill the 10 Darkwraiths, homeward bone back, rinse, repeat. And buy more homeward bones when you can. And make sure to kill those ghosts to get more transient curses. So, that's it for this episode. Just a quick rundown on how to do that. I am Lunaris, this is Dark Souls, and I will see you all again soon.